stay tuned for this food recipe. I'm going to show you how I prepare some easy and delicious Mexican meatballs, which is caldo de albondigas. So stay tuned, and if you are new, please hit that subscribe. Hey guys, welcome back to another recipe. So today I will be sharing with you guys how I'm going to prepare some easy and delicious meatball soup, which in Spanish is sopa de albondigas or just albondigas. So I am using our ground beef. I'm not going to use the whole pack. I'll probably be using up just half. And I have about 4 small potatoes, 1 cup of raw rice, and a few of our baby carrots, which are these. It's a faster process to cook, so I like using these. And of course, 1 batch of cilantro. And I will be adding 2 eggs and 3 calabacitas, which is the Mexican squash. Okay guys, I'm gonna have a pot halfway with water. We're gonna put it into a stove so it can start cooking up. So the process is just going to get to a boiling point. And then while that is doing its job, I'm gonna start preparing our sauce and our meatballs, which are the albondigas. So please stay tuned for the full recipe, guys, so you guys don't miss a step of this recipe. Okay guys, for our sauce, I'm gonna show you what I will be using. So we are going to add about 1 jalapeno and 1 onion. I'm doing half of an onion. So I'll be using 6 Roma tomatoes, which is the small size. So that is why I'm using about 6 of these small tomatoes. And 3 garlic cloves. And to give it a flavor, it's not going to be spicy, so you guys don't have to worry about that. I will be adding some chipotle peppers, but I'm going to blend it in a blender so we can add that to our sauce. So with that being said, guys, I am going to start boiling our ingredients. You can always boil your ingredients, or you can leave it raw as they are and just blend it. But I'm just going to blend it for maybe about a minute or 2. And let's get started with the process. Okay, guys, now in a bowl, I'm going to add my ground beef. And I'm going to start adding my seasonings, spices that I will be using for this recipe. Okay, guys. Now I have the spices that I will be using. So my first one is 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of the bouillon chicken flavor. This gives it a really good flavor to your caldito, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and I'm using 1.5 teaspoon of oregano. This will give it a really good flavor as well. And another 1.5 teaspoon of Lori seasoning, which is for your meat seasoning. And of course, I will add some chopped cilantro. So I'm going to add a little bit of chopped cilantro and a little bit of chopped onion as well. So now we're just going to set this aside. We're going to add our onion. And our cilantro. Oregano. Our Lori seasoning, which is for flavor for the meat. Onion powder. Or 1 cup of rice, and this is raw, guys. And I'm adding about 2 eggs. I really do want to get all these ingredients stick to your recipe, so I'm adding 2 eggs. And you can add salt and pepper, but I'm not going to add salt and pepper just because I added the Lori meat seasoning. It already has salt in there, and of course the chicken bouillon as well, so it gives it really good flavors. So that's optional if you want to add salt and pepper. So now I washed my hands. I do want to use my hands for this recipe because we are going to mix everything together. But before I use my hands, I'm going to use this spoon just to mix everything in. So now we're going to use our hands just to mix everything really well. Okay guys, so at the process, since it's already completely hot, I'm going to add my carrots just because the carrots take a little longer, even though they are the baby carrots, but I really want them to simmer in there and cook thoroughly. And I'm going to have it kind of like in a medium-high heat, so our water can start boiling faster. And now I'm going to start preparing our meatballs. I have my sauce in the water boiling at this moment as well. Guys, now I'm going to start doing my meatballs. So it depends how big you guys want to do your meatballs. I'm going to do it pretty big, not too small. Just like a perfect size. And this is like my family favorites recipe when it's like that cold weather. Perfect weather to eat something really warm. Just like this, guys. I'm just gonna set them aside and just keep doing our meatballs. So there. Guys, I have my meatballs ready, so I'm just gonna set them aside because I'm gonna start cutting up my veggies and I'm gonna start blending our sauce. Okay, I have my cilantro, so I'm gonna use just one batch of cilantro, and I already had it rinsed off really good. So I'm just gonna cut it up kind of like minced, not too much, because we are going to add this to our caldo at the end of the process. You could even use it as a garnish to garnish your meatballs. Just like that, guys. So now it's going to be our calabacitas, and I like to cut them in slices this length, just like this, guys. Really easy. And we'll do the rest of them just like that. I already cut my potatoes up, and I cut them in these size. So I already have my calabacitas, which is the squash, our potatoes, and our cilantro cut up, and I have this ready to blend it with our sauce. So I have a bowl of water. I'm just gonna add my calabazas and our potatoes in here just because I want to let them sit in this water just to rinse off really good while I start prepping my sauce for our meatballs. Just like that, and I'm gonna add the potatoes in here as well. Okay guys, so now that I have my ingredients ready, I'm just gonna transfer this into our blender. Okay, now we're gonna add our salt. I'm gonna get just half of a spoon, throw some in here, and another half of a spoon of black pepper. And now we're going to blend. I blended my sauce, and I can already smell the spices into my sauce. It smells really good, guys. So I'm just gonna pour it into this bowl. And since our water is already boiling, I'm gonna add this to our pot. So now we're gonna add our sauce carefully. And since our water is already boiling at this moment, I'm going to add my meatballs in there as well. So I'm going to get a spoon just to carefully drop them down. Here it is. One by one, guys. We don't want them to fall apart or... Okay guys, now we are going to let our meatballs cook for about 10 to 15 minutes because we are still going to add our veggies, which is the calabazas and the potatoes. I already have the carrots in there. So yeah, so we're not gonna let them fully cook because we still need to have our veggies and our potatoes cooked in with our meatballs. So just stay tuned and you guys will see how this process goes and how delicious this recipe is going to be. Okay guys, after 20 minutes I'm going to add my veggies already. So I did cover them up, so make sure you cover them up, and I left them in there for 20 minutes. Just let me show you how one of the meatballs are looking. It smells really good, guys. So now we're going to add our veggies in there. So I'm going to add the potatoes. Basically, we're adding everything in there. Okay, guys, so I added my potatoes in here. So I'm just going to give it about 5 minutes to cook in with our meatballs. I'm going to cover it up for 5 minutes, and then we're going to add our calabacitas, which is going to be our squash. Now I'm going to add my calabacitas, which is the squash. So I did cover it up for about maybe 5 to 8 minutes more. So after adding the calabacitas in here, we are going to cover our pot once more time, and then we can let it fully cook with all of our veggies. So I'm just going to mix it in there. So basically we are just going to look for our potatoes and our calabacitas to kind of fully cook in a little bit more, and they will be done, guys. So stay tuned. And like always, if you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate the support, and give this video a big thumbs up, a like, a comment, and share my recipes. And let me know down in the comments below to see where you guys are coming from, where you're from. I would really like to know my followers, my subscribers, and all the good details. So I'm just going to cover this up and let it cook completely, and then we will see how this delicious recipe comes out. Okay, guys, so this is completely done. So now I'm just going to add the cilantro on top, and I'm just going to add a little bit. I'm not adding the whole bowl in here, just to let that simmer in, and since it's hot, it's going to completely cook up as well. So now I'm just going to turn off the heat and be able to enjoy this recipe, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If so, like always, please hit that subscribe button. I truly appreciate it. Comment down below, give this video a big thumbs up, and share my recipes as well. And I do want to say thank you for the new followers. I really appreciate your support. So I made some rice, so I'm gonna put it into the caldo. This is optional if you guys want to do that, but I always love to add caldo to our meatballs. So there you have it, guys. I truly hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and thanks for watching like always, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. In my social media, if you follow me on Instagram, I daily post there just for updates. So since we're in the month of December, the end of the year, I am going to be posting at least 3 YouTube recipes in a week. So make sure you guys have your bell notification on so you guys don't miss a recipe of mine. So yeah, so I'll be seeing you guys again tomorrow for a new recipe.